Hi, my name is Chris Ward, and I am the new pastor here at Air Ronge Pentecostal Church, along with my wife Bonnie. I want to welcome you to the church here in beautiful Air Ronge, Saskatchewan. We are getting ready to open up on the new normal after all this time with COVID-19. We want to take some time and walk you through what it's going to look like in the new normal. Come and follow me. When you come into the church, the first thing we're going to do is you're going to see somebody here greeting you with some hand sanitizer. And this is my lovely wife, Bonnie. So we're doing this. So we want to make sure that you're experiencing here and what your experience is going to be as safe and as good as if you're just at home by yourself. So we are taking every precaution possible, and we want to make sure that we follow the guidelines laid out by the government of Saskatchewan. But at the same time, we want you to come in and enjoy your experience. So this is just part of what we do. So what we've done for you, when you come in, what we've done, and you can see there's some cleaning supplies here. We have already wiped everything down. So before every service, we will have everything clean. We'll have all the pews wiped down, all the door handles, all the washrooms are cleaned. And so as you come in, we welcome you, but you have to come in and find a seat. So we're going to have somebody to get you come in, take a seat. You can see we're going to have social distancing. We've got our pews set apart. We've got pews that people can sit at either end to maintain your 2 meter distancing. So the important thing here is that don't crowd each other. Don't come in and we of course can't hug each other. We of course can't shake hands. We're going to have to do you're allowed to do an elbow bump, but that's about all you can do. So come in, enjoy. You're going to get seated, and once you're seated, we're going to ask you if you could stay seated. So stay seated for the entire service. We're going to have music. We're going to have, of course, worship, and then our message. One of the things that we're going to ask for families, we can have family groups sitting together. So that's one of the things that the government has opened up to us. And their family groups, if you can come in and you can sit together, enjoy the worship experience together. If you have really small kids, we're going to ask parents that all your children sit with them. So if your children are too young, if they can't sit with you for the entire service, then it's probably best that you stay home and keep enjoying service online. As you know, we've been doing Facebook Live every Sunday, and since the gathering restrictions have been in place, and so we're going to keep doing that. So if you've been joining us or you are joining us on Facebook Live, keep tuning in at 11 a.m. on Facebook Live, and we are here, and we're going to keep broadcasting online to you. So as you follow me, so what we've got here and what you're seeing a picture of is our new communion cup. It's self-contained, and what we're going to have is we're going to have these, if you want to follow me with the camera here, we're going to have these when you come in. On the days that we do communion, you're going to see these just put right into here. So on the days we do communion, you're going to have these in place. And these are really cool because they're self-contained, so your wafer is in here. You peel off the top layer, take your wafer, and then peel off the bottom, and then there is the juice. So this is good. We have these things. We have them already in place. We're looking forward to this because we are taking every precaution we can to make sure that everyone is comfortable coming back to church. One thing that maybe I didn't mention before is we're excited, but I know many of our congregation members are very excited to get back to church, get back to meeting in the building. It's been a long time since we've been here, and we're looking forward to it. So we're taking every precaution that we can to make sure that the worship experience, the church experience is enjoyable and people feel comfortable. We already had these because we were wanting to do a baptism out in the lake, so we had already gotten these and had them on hand, which is really good because it's like everything else that's in this season that everybody is buying things that they need, and so I don't know if we could even get these right now. So we have them on hand, so we're all set. So we're looking forward to having everybody join us on June 14th here in the building and on Facebook Live. The other thing I should mention is that for anyone out there, our congregation members especially, if you're tuning in, you're hearing this, we will be phoning you, we'll be contacting you, and we'll be going through a little bit of a checklist of what it's going to look like, and just remind you of what you need to do when you come into the building, so that this isn't a surprise to any of us. I know things are going to be a little bit different than what we're used to, but we are excited about church. So we get to do church, and we get to come back physically in the building. And so as things go forward, we're just going to be very excited about this. So what you're looking at here now is we're taking steps, and we're doing this. We have here some plexiglass up for our singers, and social distancing our singers from the congregation, making sure that we're ensuring the safety of everyone involved, and kind of making sure that we have some protections and guards in place. You know, every Sunday you're going to see that they're up there. We are still going to be able to hear them. We'll still be able to see them. I know that some of the recommendations that are in place right now, we're just reviewing those. There will be some adjustments coming forward in the weeks ahead. And as things change, we're going to see maybe the singers doing something different. But for now, we're going to see the singers social distancing. We're going to see them behind the plexiglass, and we're going to see them in different places. It's very different than what we're used to. Even this setting right here is very different than what we're used to. I think it's going to be very different for everyone from what they're used to. But I think the excitement about getting back into the church building, being able to physically interact, even though it is at a social distance, and being able to interact with our fellow church members, I think that is going to outweigh any of the negatives or any of the different changes that we're going through right now. So we're looking forward to it. You know, we're encouraging, there's some people during this time that they haven't been able to join on Facebook Live. We have some people that for what, you know, different reasons, they haven't been able to get their technology, or they don't have internet access, or they don't have any way to get on and tune in to Facebook. So we're encouraging them, and we're going to encourage them. We're going to make sure that they have a spot to come back to church and to get into church. And, you know, I know there's some that maybe they want to wait for a little bit before they get back into church and into church service. That's okay too. So we're going to make it available we want people to enjoy the experience of getting to church and having a great time here. We're just not the same, because God wanted us different. He loves His creation. He loves different. He loves different people. And I think these days ahead, we're going to be doing things different. So I think we got to get used to doing things different, doing things in a new way, doing things that are going to make people excited, doing things the way that God wants us to do them, though. We don't want to just do things to do things. We want to do them because God's directing us, and God's leading us, and God's telling us that He wants to take us in a new direction. So there is a new direction. I think this is the beginning of a new day. This is a great day. This is our inaugural speech.
Welcome to the Ronge, Chris.
Thank you.
It's so great to have a new face here in town. Where'd you come from?
I am born and raised in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. So this is a long ways north for me. But it's an exciting move for my wife and I, and something that we've been looking forward to for some time. So just a little bit about our background. We've been Christians for about 35 years, and we were part of a church plant that in 2001 in the inner core of Saskatoon. And so we've been there, well, up until this past year. We were there for basically 18 years. And so we were part of the church plant team, part of the leadership, associate ministers on staff there for most of our time there. And so it was about a year ago or so that we had decided that our time there was done, and we were starting to look forward to something different. And it was actually through friends of ours that had told us last summer that the pastorate here was vacant, and they were looking for a pastor. And that was something that really, we really sensed God's leading in. You know, as Christians, we look for God's leading, and that's what we want. We don't want to just live our lives to ourselves. We want to live them as God would have us live them. And so we started coming up here. We came up here in September, and just to see what the church was like and see if this was something, do we really, was this a move that we wanted to make? And when we stepped in this building, there was something about this area, something about this region that kind of really spoke to our hearts, and just really was something that we wanted to pursue further. And so throughout, to make a long story short, through the pastor search committee and through us coming up here for several months, we traveled every couple of weeks, came up here and filled their pulpits for, their pulpit ministry for a while. And through a process of time, they invited us to apply for the position, and we did, and they voted us in. And so, that's kind of the process that it was. But I think we knew in our heart, they knew in their hearts that we were the people for the job. And the North is beautiful, as you know. You've grown up here, and so you know what it's like. We're excited about the move. It's something new. It's something exciting. We're not concerned at all about it. But our church that we came out of in Saskatoon was in the inner core, so we were seeing a lot of heartbreak, a lot of heartache, a lot of people that struggled with substance abuse or other domestic issues, things that we, through the ministry there in Saskatoon, through the church there, have worked hard at helping people, not just giving them a hand out, but a hand up, because we want to see them get out of, especially substance abuse. There's a lot of that goes on down in our area in Saskatoon. So we want to help people out of that and get out of that kind of situation in their lives, better their lives, through faith in Christ. And so we're here in La Ronge. I'll say La Ronge, but it's Air Ronge, La Ronge, the tri-communities. Mm-hmm. And so it's a unique region, and we like the area. We love the area. We love the church, and we're excited to see what our future holds. So
you're, correct me if I'm wrong, but your coming here and presuming this role was actually delayed because of COVID-19. Is that correct?
Our move was delayed. So yes, we were in transition. We were making plans to sell our house. There's some things we had to do to fix it up, just to get it ready to go on the market. And then COVID-19, kind of everything, all the restrictions were put in place. Some of the lockdowns we saw in the province, travel restrictions were put in place. And because the gathering sizes were so small, they just said, okay, well, we can't really, there's no sense us keep driving from Saskatoon every weekend to do here. So we took this online right away, the third week in March. We said, okay, what can we do? And so we took ourselves online. We took ourselves online on Facebook Live on Sundays and started doing the worship. We do the worship in La Ronge, or in Air Ronge here at the church, and then we switch over to the message being done Facebook Live in Saskatoon on our church Facebook page. We did that, and then we also took our midweek Bible study and our midweek prayer meeting onto the Zoom video conferencing app. And that has been something that has been very good for us. So it has delayed our physical move, but it has actually helped us as a church to be very intentional with ways to reach into our church community and reach into our community and even beyond, because we have people joining in on Sundays from other locations, from outside the province even, that we never would have thought, and they're joining in every Sunday, mm-hmm. and they're getting something out of our worship service and our church service. So it's been very beneficial that way. Of course, now that things are starting to open up, we have to look at and say, okay, what is our physical move here going to look like? When is that going to happen? Of course, it's been delayed. So kind of everything, I think everybody's life has been kind of thrown up in the air because of COVID, right? So here we are.
I just want to say I've observed a little bit of your online presence with the church, and it's really, really strong. So I was happy to hear that you guys are going to continue that as kind of a new strategy to reach more people, as you say. I agree. I think everybody's life has been turned upside down, and even those of us that don't attend church regularly have had to have a lot of faith, right?
Yeah.
Looking towards
Yes.
the province and our health officials and all the modeling and stuff. Like, we don't know these things, so we have to, no matter how you identify, everybody's had to have a tremendous amount of faith. So,
Yeah.
are there any persons in particular that this new approach of online has helped you reach?
I think one of the things that has helped, and just to go with the Bible studies, our prayer times specifically, was mostly we have moms that are able to attend online, that because we don't have childcare during the week for any of our midweek services, but they can attend during the week. And so it's been very good because they can get online, and Zoom is a interactive app. So it's an interactive Zoom video conferencing. It's great. I didn't like the fact that we're going digital. I didn't know how comfortable I would be. And as you kind of get over those initial feelings, we found that it's very good. It's a very solid platform. And but what I like is the most is that for moms, they can, they were not coming because of childcare issues or because they weren't able to get somebody to look after their kids. But now it enables them, they can join in from home. So for me, that's a huge benefit, because that means we're getting people who really wanted to be engaged in church, but they weren't able to. And then on Sundays, one of the biggest things is that people, there's been people that sometimes they had a sick child, so they couldn't attend church, but see, they can join in on Facebook. Mm-hmm. There's other people that are not in the location. So we have outlying communities, Sucker mm-hmm. River, Stanley Mission, mm-hmm. And even we have some people from Alberta and BC that join in every week. Wow. And so who would have known? But we're just thankful that we can go online, that we can provide the content and provide a church experience that people can really relate to, and that is good for them. So those are the types of things that, encourage us to keep doing what we're doing and show us that, we're doing the right thing. And we really want to, our goal is we want to reach out and let people know that, number one, we care, and we're here for people, and we want to help people. So, nice. Yeah.
So we've got a new pastor in town. Yeah. And as you saw, there's been some changes, but this coming Sunday, not the 8th, but the next Sunday, there will be limited space for 20 people or thereabouts?
That would probably be our maximum, yeah. Now that depends, of course. We know we have some family groups, so some family groups can sit together. They're allowing that, so immediate family groups. So if you had 4 or 5 people in a household, they'll be together in one pew. So other than that, we're going to use this week prior to our launch date, and we're going to communicate with all of our congregation, find out if we have an overwhelming response. Then we have to look at it and say, okay, we're going to have to look at that and say, how are we going to accommodate everybody? Because not everybody can show up all at the same time, and we want to make sure that we're within the limits that and the guidelines that are set forth. So we're going to do a lot of communicating this week, not just on social media. We have people who aren't on social media, so we're going to phone, we're going to text, we're going to make sure that everybody is informed, and that we don't smoke signals. There we go. We don't leave anybody out. So that's the goal. Yeah.
Nice. I like that you keep it varied and still do the old school or old fashioned way. Like I work for radio, and we still realize that there are subsets of the population, our elders, that's how they get their information. So I like that you're not just doing it all. Yeah. This camera to close. Any words to people that may be coming to church?
Words to the public. We've heard the words "stay safe." My encouragement to you is just stay in faith. God is still God, and He's watching out over us. And I think as a community here in La Ronge and Air Ronge and the surrounding communities, we're going to get through this together. And if you don't have a church home, you don't know where to go to church, join us on Facebook Live on Sundays at 11 a.m. at Air Ronge Pentecostal Church. That's our Facebook page. And feel free to message us if you need any more information and you want to contact us. Also, welcome everybody in here. So this is our first service back in the building. I know we got a lot of people talking here. Everybody's glad that they're here. We are happy to be here. So we are not in Saskatoon like we have been for the last 2.5 months. We are coming to you live from Air Ronge, Saskatchewan. We want to welcome you to Air Ronge Pentecostal Church, and we want to welcome you to praise and worship. We are so glad to be back home. Feels like we're home.